Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel for Jules Creations. Today I'll be showing you how to make pyramid beads out of paper. And this is yet another new shape of paper beads that I created that you can also add to your paper bead jewelry making. And these are a few jewelry pieces I've made from these pyramid beads. And this necklace features the pyramid beads from this tutorial, and then the making of this necklace will be on my following video on creating and assembling a beaded necklace. And I'm also adding a link for that video in the description below, as well as a few others that are related to this video that you may enjoy. So be sure and check those out as well. So again, I searched all over the internet, this time searching for paper beads shaped like a pyramid, and I could not find any. So again, I decided to create my own, and these are called pyramid beads. Now, before you make them, you'll need to download my free printable paper template for pyramid beads, and you can download the template from my blog site. There's a link to it down below in the description. And then just print it onto any standard paper. In this tutorial, we'll be making our pyramid-shaped paper beads, and we'll be adding wire loops to hang them with. In the next video, creating and assembling a beaded necklace, we'll be using the pyramid beads to create a beautiful custom-made beaded chain necklace. And the jewelry making techniques in this video can be applied to all jewelry making, so I decided to separate it into its own tutorial. Okay, so here is a master list of all the supplies we will need to make the pyramid beads. We'll need some round needle nose pliers, wire cutters, a pair of scissors, a plastic card such as an old gift card, any plastic card, and a large safety pin. We will also need a clear drying glue stick to attach our templates and 3 eye pins. For this tutorial, there'll be one for each bead in silver color. We'll also want just a little bit of clear drying liquid glue so we can glue our pyramid beads together. For the template, you can just print it onto standard paper, about 24 pound. You won't see the template on the bead, so quality isn't an issue. You'll also want some pretty paper of your choice, for example, some scrapbook paper or paper with your own printed design. Each bead uses approximately 3-inch by 3-inch piece of paper, so this is a perfect way to use up your smaller paper scraps. Our template is going to be glued to the back of our pretty paper, so it will be even thicker, so you don't want the pretty paper to be too thick or it might be hard to work with. Okay, let's get started. So here is our printed free downloadable template that we'll be using. And you'll see there's 5 columns. 2 are for larger beads and 3 are for smaller beads. For this tutorial, we'll be using 1 large bead and 2 small bead templates. So let's cut out the 3 templates we'll be using, just kind of separating them, and it doesn't have to be exact. And then we'll need our pretty paper to make our beads out of. This one is just a piece of scrapbook paper. First, you want to look at the paper to find out some areas where the colors and textures are really nice. So here's a corner I'll be using. Then we'll glue the template to the back of that area. So let's flip it over and find that area. Then we take our glue stick, glue the back of the template, making sure that you get it all the way to the edges of the pattern on the template. Then flip it over and lay it over our pretty paper area where we want it and smooth it out. And then just give it a minute to dry. Then repeat this for all the templates to glue them into position. Glue it on, and then one more time. And then let's loosely cut out the templates. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. And again, you will not be seeing this template on the pyramid beads. So we'll go ahead and cut these out. And we're just going to be cutting the outline of the template. And then when you get to the points of the triangles, be very careful not to cut into the points of the pyramids. Okay, so we have our template, and here's our paper that we'll be using. And let me go ahead and cut out the other 2 templates. And here are 3 templates. And we're going to start by folding all of the little flaps. There's 4 of them, and the rest of it will fold afterward. So we take our plastic card and align it up to the line we'll be folding. Then fold the flap over the card, remove the card, and squish the fold down really tight. And it's really important you squish those folds down really tight because that's what makes the points on the pyramid. And you'll want those really sharp. And the card will make sure it's in perfect alignment where the fold needs to be, plus our fingers won't get in the way. Last flap. Okay. And now we do the same thing with the other lines. Just line it up, bend it, Remove the card, squish it down, go to the next one, fold it, squish it down. Almost done. Okay. And just a note before we start gluing, you may want to start with a larger bead to get the feel of it. And I already did this one. I didn't realize the camera had stopped recording, but here is the large bead. They're all done the same. And so we have our lines folded and we're ready for gluing. So on the template, you'll see that we have the base, which is the square, and then the triangles, which will make the pyramid. So our starting point will be where the flap of the base is closest to the pyramids, which is right here. So we'll start with this closer flap, and all of these flaps are going to be inside the pyramid. So let's glue the outer side of the flaps, fold it, and make sure that you have the seams lined up. Hold it for a minute for the glue to set. And I kind of put my finger inside there to press it just to kind of get a good connection. And then the liquid glue does set much faster than the glue stick. Then we do our next flap. We can wipe off the extra glue, but make sure the seams are lined up. That's really important. Wait about 30 seconds for the glue to set. All right, now the last fold has two flaps, one on the base and the one on the edge of the pyramid. Both flaps go inside, so we'll put some glue on both flaps. And then the pyramid side will go over the flap of the base, but the pyramid flap will go inside the pyramid as well, like this. So again, we make sure the seams are lined up on both seams, waiting about 30 seconds. And then here is our pyramid bead. Now, if you look at the template, you'll see there's a little dot. We're supposed to punch a hole there with our safety pin before we glue our pyramid together, but I purposely didn't so that I can show you this. If we forget and we've already glued our bead together, more than likely the base is going to collapse when we're pushing the hole in. And we need the holes to slide our eye pins into to make our loops. So this one pushed in a little bit, but not too bad. But then we push it all the way through to the top of the pyramid. And then if you see that the base is sunken in, you can slide the pin back through the top and lightly tap the base from inside just to flatten it back out. And this one is ready. So here are our three pyramids. And now we're ready to put in our eye pins. And we want to put our eye pins on so that we have a way to connect them to our jewelry, whether it's earrings or necklaces or whatever. So we'll start from the bottom hole and slide the eye pin up through the top hole that we made. And the pre-made loop will be on the bottom. And then we'll create another loop on top. But this one down here at the bottom can also be used if you want to open it and hang a little charm or something else at the bottom as well. And just put a little pressure to make sure that the eye loop is pushed all the way to touching the bead. And then on the top, we're going to take our needle nose pliers, come up as close to the bead as we can without touching the bead, and then bend the wire at about a right angle. Then push that wire all around the plier till we can't go any further. And when we can't go any further, change over to the other side of the pliers, and then keep going until we have a full loop. Once we have a full loop, we're going to cut the wire right where the wires cross. And you want to hold your cutter so that you have the flat edge facing the loop, and that's so that you won't have a really sharp point. And just a note, I also did cover making loops from eye pins in my video tutorial for making paper box beads, which goes into a bit more detail. And I placed a reference down below if you're interested. So this was cut a little bit short, which left a little opening there. So I'm just going to twist it around a little bit more so that it closes. Make sure that it's flat. Okay. All right, so we have one. So now we have three beads that are ready to be glazed. Now you'll always want to glaze your paper beads because right now they're just paper, nothing protecting them. They can get wet, they can get bent. They're very fragile at this moment, so be sure to glaze your beads. But be sure and check out the links below for techniques on glazing with varnish and with UV resin. And that completes our tutorial for making paper pyramid beads. And you have several options. Here are a few ideas for some of your pretty papers that you can use. You can use scrapbook paper, origami paper, flyers, wrapping paper. You can print your own paper with your own textures. You can use white paper and just add some things to it, such as decals or colored marker, metallic nail strips. And you can add things to your glazing like glitter or mica powder. The options are endless. And we'll be using our pyramid beads to make a beautiful beaded necklace on my next video. See you there. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and I'll be making more soon. And if you like this video, please give a thumbs up. And if you have any questions or ideas on a video you'd like to see, feel free to leave a comment below. And subscribe if you'd like to be notified when I release any new videos. There's also a link below to all of my Jules Creations links that you can check out. Enjoy and never be bored.